Hello everyone, it's Lisa Ann from Lisa Ann Tarot. We're going to do a reading for the Divine Feminine now. A current energy check-in for a Divine Feminine. I'm going to be posting a Divine Masculine reading, and this is the Divine Feminine reading for today. So, similar to the masculine reading that I did, we're going to look at these out of the way. The current connective energies, where she's at in her head, heart, and physical space. Some additional guidance or additional information that we need to know about those. And then message from Spirit, and then I have some guidance cards from the Romance Angels. So let's get started. So the first row here is how she's viewing the connection at this time. What is the current connective energy for her? And she has tradition. So she is still in the mindset that she wants this connection to move forward on an equal give and take basis as a traditional relationship. She's really looking for that connection and that commitment. She is surrendered to the fact that they both have work to do. And she's really surrendering and allowing her masculine to do his work. There is an indication here that they are in separation, which the masculine reading indicated that as well. We have free will. So she is really still going about her life, doing the things she wants to do regardless, still moving forward, and she knows that eventually he will catch up. We have Muse, which also came out in his reading, which he looked to the feminine for inspiration. And she's really being inspired by the whole connection at this point, by the whole journey. I feel that she's been kind of looking over the journey and how far they've come and how truly connected they are. And then we have bound. So she is bound to this connection and to the energy of it. And even though she's still trying to, build her foundation and forge forward, she's still sort of held to the energy of this connection. We have an additional guidance over here. We have the Three of Wands. So this is really about contemplation, about making plans, looking forward. So she's, very much kind of going over things and thinking of the future and how this is going to be. And then these two cards came out this way, and I'm going to show them to you this way because this is the Knight of Cups. So this is an offer of love. And as you can see, it's coming toward the Empress here in this card. So she is the Empress. She's fully in her power. She has done her work. She's surrendered. She's, really in her full power as the Empress. And she's waiting for this offer of love to come forward toward her. And that's her plan for the future. Message from Spirit we have: give thanks for the blessing of love soon to come your way. Know that you deserve to be and have all that your chart truly desires. This message came out for the masculine as well in his reading. So that's very significant there, that it comes out as a connective message for the feminine, and I believe it was the bottom of the deck, or the overall message for the masculine. So where is she at right now in her headspace? So in her headspace at this time, we have investment. We have divine feminine. We have observer. Patience. And we have some grief. So in her headspace right now, she's in her power as the divine feminine. She knows what this journey is about. She knows what her role in this journey is. She knows that it's mostly about her and how she, that her vibration and her thoughts and the things that she does really pulls this whole connection along. So she understands that she's making investments in their future. She's planting seeds of manifestation for their future. Really starting to lay out the brickwork for the foundation for the two of them. Um, and she's sitting back and kind of observing. She's observing the masculine through their connective energy, possibly through social media. So she's really kind of keeping tabs on him at this time, even though they are in separation. All right. We have the patience card. So she knows that everything happens in divine timing, and she's really practicing patience and trying to allow, this time to surrender and allow the time for healing to occur. But we do have a little bit of grief on her mind that, things might not be moving at a pace that she really wanted it to move in, or things are not kind of appearing on the surface, that they are moving in any certain direction. Because we have the Six of Swords, so she really wants to come into calmer waters. She wants to come out of, this rough seas, and really move forward together toward a better time. Because she wants, she'd like the truth. She wants, the truth to come out. She wants someone to come forward with some sort of news or some sort of truth in order to set her mind at ease. And then we have the Page of Wands. So the Page of Wands is also a very immature energy that sort of goes forward haphazardly, without thought, just kind of rolls with the punches, I guess. And the message from Spirit as far as her head is romance, Cupid's arrow strike. So with that, I believe that Spirit is trying to put her mind at ease with the grief that, soon there's going to be, new energy coming through, and it will bring romance. You just have to be patient. It's on its way. In her heart space right now, she's having a little bit of a rough time. So we have the Tower. The Tower came out, I believe, in his Headspace, in the Divine Masculine reading. But he also had mirroring, so they are both kind of going through a swift change. And it being in her heart space, it could be just a dose of reality. A lot of the guidance lately is sort of letting you need to let go of a picture that you painted of something, that it might not be exactly what you thought it was supposed to be. So maybe she's having sort of a change of heart, and not holding on so tightly to a picture of, her perfect, how things would be if they were perfect. That she's really starting to examine sort of what's going on between them. They're in separation, so this is weighing very heavily on her heart because she doesn't like to be separated. She wants to take a pause. She's tired. She, knows it's time to sort of rest and recoup, and really back down, surrender to what's happening in this connection. Allow the dust to settle. Allow things to really come full circle, because she recognizes her role in this connection and what this connection really means. So she knows what it is. It's just it's a difficult road to navigate, especially if, you know, when your heart is in a certain place. So we have the Two of Pentacles. So she's really trying to balance out this energy of the Tower and knowing what's going on, but not knowing really what's going on. So she's in a juggling act here. We have the Three of Swords. This Three of Swords is about heartbreak. It is, you know, it's a little rough on her, this separation, and, you know, really fighting to believe, you know, that this is really going to happen when you don't see things happening on the surface, and you need to really believe that things are happening. And then we have the Eight of Swords. So she's very stressed, but a lot of the stress that she's putting herself under is the fear and the ego, and that is what's being broken down at this time with the Tower. So she is being made to process a lot of old emotions, a lot of old fears and insecurities, to really prepare her for the connection, for the separation to be over. So Spirit message to her for the heart space is a sexual union. Honor the place in one another where you are one, eternal soul, for there you will find true bliss. So with that card, Spirit is just acknowledging the fact that you are already in a union, you know, with your masculine in another, on another dimensional plane, and you have a connection that's deep and meaningful, um, even though you are not physically together in this dimension or in the 3D or in the physical space right now. On her physical space right now, we have teamwork. So she could be working together with like-minded, you know, like a soul family or soul tribe, to try to figure out her guidance and try to figure out her next steps and how she's to navigate some of these unsettling energies. She's trying to find balance right now in her life between her head space and her heart space, investing in the future, and, you know, a lot going on. So she's trying to find that healthy balance within herself, because she too is ascending. She's going through, you know, her own spiritual journey, and a lot of changes and a lot of ups and downs and energies and things that she needs to navigate. So she does have a lot going on. She's very kind of withdrawn, kind of isolated, in deep contemplation about the connection, about her journey, about, you know, what her purpose is. You know, making sure that she's doing the right things. And she is also in solitude. She is, you know, very much in a single energy at this time. There are no third parties. She's sort of going within as well. Like I said, he had the mirroring in his reading, and, you know, she is mirroring him as far as being in solitude and in her headspace and really contemplating about the connection. So we have the Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords, which she does definitely want the truth to come forward. She is in the Nine of Pentacles energy as well. This came out for the Divine Masculine as well, in his physical space. So this indicates that she too is in a very single energy and alone at this time. And she is the Queen of Swords. He was the Queen of Swords in his bottom of the deck. She is the Queen of Swords in her physical space at this time. So she will settle for nothing more than the truth. You know, she's not going to mince words. She doesn't want any half-assed stuff. She wants the truth, and you know, she's a very cutting type of independent energy, the Queen of Swords. So for her physical space and the things that she's going through at this time, Spirit wants her to know not to make decisions based on guilt or what you think you should do, for it is only in being true to yourself that you can be true to others. Same exact message that came out in his physical space in his reading. So these two are definitely on the same page. I believe that they're learning the lessons at the same pace. And, as she learns, and they're kind of helping each other. As he unravels a lesson, she learns a lesson. So they're sort of learning as they go along, even though they are not together at this time. So, some guidance from the romance angels. First thing, a passion. Allow your heart and soul to sing with joy. So, don't, what this is saying is don't allow yourself to grieve. Don't, this is not over. Um, just because you do not see things happening in the 3D doesn't mean that things aren't happening behind the scenes to really guide this. As you saw in the Divine Masculine reading, the divine intervention is really stepping in to help him navigate what he's going through. The feminine is already in her power as the Empress and as the divine feminine. So she's sort of left to kind of navigate this stuff on her own, but she is being watched over and guided. We have past life relationship. You have known each other before. So this is saying, to sort of reach back into some of the past lives that you might have had together and really pull some lessons forward from that. Remember your connection. Remember, where you came from. That recognition, that soul recognition that you had when you first met. You really have to pull those feelings in to help give you fuel to move forward. And this could be the one. You've already met the romantic partner you seek, so we know that. This is definitely, a connection that is on many levels. And they just have a little more work left to do to pull it all together. So bottom of the decks going around, we have nightmare. Underneath that is fantasy. So maybe the feminine might be having dreams, and some guidance and some lessons are definitely being learned in your dreams. If you find that you're sleeping very heavily and you wake up and you still kind of feel groggy and tired, a lot of us are being pulled deep into a deep sleep in order to heal a lot of deep wounds, so that you don't have to deal with the healing when you're awake. So it's kind of like being put under so you don't feel the pain. So that is happening. So if you're having a lot of intense dreams and stuff like that, it's all about healing. It's emotions and healing that's coming to the surface. We have new direction. And then underneath that we have return. So that's signaling that this connection is going to take a new direction with the new energies, and return back to each other from separation. Bottom of the deck here we have Eight of Cups and Queen of Wands under that. So the Eight of Cups is about going in search, leaving things behind that no longer serve you, and going in search of your other two cups. It also involves divine guidance. So I believe that some of the energies, these tower moments that they're having, the grief and the emotions that are coming up right now, are coming up to be healed, so that you can shed them and walk away from them. Bottom of the deck for the romance angels. Getting to know each other. As you reveal your innermost selves to each other, your bond deepens. So because you have a connection on another level, you can do heart-to-heart communications, telepathic communications. Maybe speaking your truth to each other's higher selves sometimes helps. And then we have close your eyes and tell yourself that you deserve to feel joyful. You can allow joy into your life regardless of the circumstances you currently find yourselves in. Again, another message that came out in the Divine Masculine's reading. So Spirit is really behind these two people, really trying to get them to, believe in the journey and open up to the joy that's in front of them, and learn their lessons to move forward. So again, thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon.